Okay, I am here. It's Becky. It is 9:56, so I'm doing some housekeeping. Can somebody give me a thumbs up or a like and let me know that you can hear my voice? Because I'm trying to get all this tech stuff ready. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I would love to know that you hear me. Let's see. Can you hear me? So I am here. I'm hoping that you can hear me. Yay. Anna Maria, can you hear me? I would love to know that people can actually hear my voice talking online. Is okay? So you understand? Can you hit the like button? And that'll let me know that you actually can hear my voice. Oh, yay. Okay. So I am going to just hang out here and talk. Anna Maria, I'm going to ask one more question from you. So let me see. Let me close this down. Let me close that down. Let me close that down. Okay, so yay, if I go like, let's see, I'm just going to leave it like this. So I'll be able to walk you through. So I've got 2 more minutes as we are gathering in. Go ahead and tell me, where are you on planet Earth right now? I am in Western Washington in the United States. And if you look at if you don't know the United States very well, because I know that I've got at least one mama that joins me in from Guatemala, and I was talking to another gal from France, and sometimes I have some sweet mamas from Australia. When you look at the United States in the upper left-hand corner, for those of you that are geography students, there's the state of Washington. And where it has that cutout thing where you can see the water coming into the state of Washington, that is called the Puget Sound. I would love to know where you're on. I see that I've got 3, 4 people on so far. I'm just chatting for a minute or two while people join in live. So when you look at the state of Washington and you look at that cutout of the water, that's called the Puget Sound. Seattle is the capital, not the capital, the city that most people know in Washington. And straight across the sound, I live in a little town on the western side of that Puget Sound. My husband would love it if I didn't tell everybody on the planet exactly where we live, but we do live in Washington. And today it is probably about 65 degrees and beautiful. It does not always rain in Washington. Okay, so before we get started, let me know where you are hailing from in the planet. So I see Anna Marie, and I see Jennifer, and I see Rebecca. Yesterday, before we get officially started today, I did this same free workshop yesterday. And I thought I was going to be able to go back and forth between the actual slides and my face so that you could see me smiling at you and know that I am actually here live. So I couldn't figure out that tech. So instead, I woke up bright and early this morning and created this slideshow so that this is the printable that I will give to you once I have your email address and I can send it to you. This email will have, this printable has everything that we're going to talk about. So it is 10 o'clock. This is the official start of the free workshop on making and selling printables on Teachers Pay Teachers. I threw this slideshow together this morning for a couple reasons. One, I want to respect your time and try and get you all this information within the next 45 minutes. I'm hoping. I have an hour blocked off of my time, so I'm hoping I can do it in less than that. But we've got a lot to cover, and the slides will help keep me on track. And I also wanted to show you this printable is very similar to what a product is like on any of the products that I've uploaded on Teachers Pay Teachers. So my name is Becky Saylor. I have been homeschooling for about 20 years. We have 5 sons. Right now they are 13, 15, 16, 20, and newly married at 25. Hi, Paige. Hi, Rebecca. 100 degrees is way too hot for me, Rebecca. So our newly married guy is down in Texas, so he would agree it's too hot. Hey, Kelly. So I've been homeschooling 20 years, and somewhere along the road, I decided that, hey, I'm already making these printables. Why don't I try to sell them? And so let's get started, and I will show you, I'll be sharing a little bit about my journey, showing you an overview of the process. Right from the start, I'm going to tell you a couple things. This is a free workshop. Everything in this printable that I will give you through your email, everything in this printable will help you make printables that you can upload and sell on Teachers Pay Teachers. And I'll explain why I am also creating master classes and templates that you can download and stuff as well. But there will be classes that I'm going to talk about that I'm going to be offering, and templates that I'm offering, and subscriptions. But I want you to know right away that it took me about 2 or 3 years before I spent any money towards helping myself do this faster and better. So don't feel like you're going to have to buy anything at the end of this workshop, but I am going to tell you up front that I'm going to offer you classes and teaching and things that will help you catapult faster. So let's see if when I click on this, okay, so why this workshop? A couple days ago, a week ago, I don't know, I lost track. There was a post in a Facebook group from a mom who needed to make about $500 a month in order to stay home with her babies. And you know, it's one of those Facebook things where somebody asks a question like that, and 50,000 people, maybe a few less, joined in and started to give her ideas for how she could make money. Bear with me, I need to actually pull up the live on my phone so I can see your comments as I am talking. Let's see if I can see it. Okay, so am I here in the live? So you should be looking at, can somebody give me a thumbs up if you are seeing a page that starts with why this workshop? Hey Sheila, are you looking at a screen that says why this workshop? I want to make sure that I'm flipping through slides. I want to make sure that you're with me. Okay, so I'm just assuming, so somebody tell me if you're not on the slide that says why this workshop. So deep in their comments, I said, hey, I make $300 to $1,200 a month selling printables on Teachers Pay Teachers, and I can give you some pointers if you like. And you know, my message box exploded. Yay, okay, my message box exploded with questions from moms. Hey, I want help. Can I get those tips too? And it turns out that there's more than one creative mom out there that would love to turn her creativity into cash. And I'm going to tell you right now that when you have questions, because you will, you can reach me through email at abetterwaytohomeschool@gmail.com. Now, I get tons of emails every single day. So help me find your email by putting in the subject line something about making and selling printables. That'll help me filter my email when I do that a couple times a day. So it turns out that I'm not the only one, she's not the only one that would love to turn creative ideas into cash. And so to help her, I decided, hey, I'm going to put together some resources that will help her put her ideas into printables that she can sell on Teachers Pay Teachers. And then I thought, Becky, don't be crazy. Be smarter. She's not the only mom out there that needs this kind of a resource. So in Becky Saylor style, I am very quickly putting together classes and resources to help anybody that wants to go from not having products on Teachers Pay Teachers to having beautiful, cute products out on Teachers Pay Teachers with a better potential to sell. I am putting together workshops and classes and templates, and we're going to walk through that. So this free workshop will give you an overview of the creating and selling process of making printables. And this workshop is for you if you're on the fence, like you're like, I don't know, can I do it? Is it something that I would like to do? Or to show you, oh no, that's way too much work. So the free workshops, I will probably do a few more of these free workshops, but I'm supposed to start homeschooling next week, so we'll see. So free workshop today, and you can get this printable just by making sure I have your email. I am also creating a step-by-step video-based class, which will show you how to create printables step by step. And I'll walk you through how to make a cover, how to make descriptions, how to actually move the pieces around for the product, etc. That's a step-by-step video-based class. Then I'm also creating another product type thing that will have ready to use templates that will help you get started faster, and I'll be able to demonstrate that better in a minute. And then I'm also creating a subscription for anybody that would want one new complete template delivered to their inbox every month. And we're going to talk more about that, but that's the overview of what I'm sharing with you. So today I have more information than you can possibly imagine. There's no way that you're going to be able, if you've never made a printable, if you don't have a store on Teachers Pay Teacher, this is what it's going to, this workshop is going to feel like you're standing under a waterfall trying to just get a sip of water. And I don't want to overwhelm you, but I want this workshop to be something that you can go back over and study and glean pieces of information if you're like me at the beginning, where I simply could not invest in any kind of teaching or tools to help me get started. So I'm hoping that this will give you a kind of a roadmap so that you can be successful creating printables to sell. So you're going to get a copy of these slides so you can review them. Inside these slides is a selling printables checklist with other worksheets in there, and the links to all of the classes that I'm creating are also in there. I'm going to let you know right now that all of the classes are under construction, and what that means is when you follow the link, the only thing you can basically do is purchase the class or the templates or the subscription. And the reason I put them up for sale early is because you get a better deal if you buy them before they're done. So they will cost more at the end. But wait, Becky, I don't want to buy anything. Hey, that's okay. The other night we watched that movie, Evan Almighty. Okay, if you want to really enjoy a funny movie like this, you sit and watch it with my children that cannot control their laughter. There's a scene in Evan Almighty. It's about a modern day Noah type guy, Evan, that is commanded by the Lord, played by Morgan Freeman, because his voice is awesome. God tells Evan that he has to build an ark. And there's this one scene. Hey, Teal. Hi, how are you? Okay, you should totally put your printables up on Teachers Pay Teachers. And if you can tap Nina on the shoulder, she can make a fortune. Anyway, back to Evan Almighty. There's a scene where the flood starts to go, and the Noah-like character is like, oh no, we're gonna crash. And anyway, something happens, and the ark ends up exactly where God wanted it to go. And they were talking about it later, this Noah character and Morgan Freeman as God, and the Noah character says, was that you? And God basically says, well, I gave you a little push at the end. And that little push was a little nudge from the Lord that helped move the boat exactly where it needed to go and to get there faster. And that's what I am offering you in the workshop and in the classes, is this nudge, this push to help you get started, to help you succeed faster, and to take away any of the hurdles that are holding you back. Now, I took these screenshots from the store this morning, and what you will see is that so far to date, I've sold over $16,000 in printables on Teachers Pay Teachers. That's $16,000 selling printables that I've created while wearing jammies, you know, when the kids are in bed or after school when they're playing outside. That's a lot of money. I've paid for Christmases. I've bought the laptop that I'm shooting this video on. I've paid off medical bills, all kinds of stuff. The box underneath it says just under $500 so far this month. August is when I start to create or start to sell my products again for the year. June, July, a lot of teachers take the summer off and they're preparing lesson plans and going water skiing in the Bahamas and such. So far I've made $500 for August, and that's measurable money. We feel that money. That's enough that I can sneak a massive birthday present under my husband's nose and he doesn't see it coming. That's enough so I can pay for voice lessons for my son. That's enough so that we can pay off medical bills. Or right now I'm paying off another laptop that we brought into the house with my earnings from Teachers Pay Teachers. And it feels so good to actually be able to make measurable money. So going fast, remember, this is going to feel like you're standing under a waterfall. This checklist is included in the printable that I'm going to give you. And it is a checklist of everything that you would need to think about or consider in order to make printables and sell them. And I pick them apart into individual slides. So Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. And I'm telling you, if you have ideas that would make a fun activity or a neat art project or a fantastic science project, you can turn that into something that people would absolutely buy. But it needs to be packaged in a way to get their attention. And that's what the making the printables part of all the teaching and tutorials is all about. So in order to get started, you need a PayPal account, because that's how Teachers Pay Teachers pays you, is through PayPal. It's easy, it's free, and you just, when you get the printable, you can click, see how that's underlined and it's in a teal color. That's because anything in this document is what's called a hyperlink. And that means if you click on it, you will actually go to PayPal, and then you'll be able to set up your free account. Don't have a heart attack that they ask you for things like your social security number or banking information. It's safe, it's secure, and they need that in order to send you money. And trust me, I'm much happier having the $16,000 I've made hit my checking account rather than having it sit in La La Land. Yay, Sheila, you'll be proud of me. I remembered to bring water today. So if you hear me pause, it's because I'm getting a drink. Yesterday, I totally forgot. Okay, so set up your PayPal account. Then you're going to go to the Teachers Pay Teachers account. You'll follow that teal link there at the top, and you will create a seller's account. Now, there's two kinds of accounts. There's a free account, and there's the paid premium account. It turns out that the paid premium account, which is $59 for a year, you have to pay that up front, and that's about $5 a month. And the reason to consider doing a premium account from the beginning is if you have a lot of ideas and you know that you're going to be making printables and you know that you're going to be doing amazing things, you'll get a bigger cut of all your sales. Now, Teachers Pay Teachers takes a percentage of every sale that you make. I forget what the different percentages are. I forgot to look that up. But I have a premium account, and I waited to upgrade until I personally earned enough money to pay for that $59 because I felt guilty. I wasn't confident. I didn't know that I could make money selling printables. So I was leery about handing out my husband's hard-earned money on this little hobby thing that I had. If I could go back and do it again, I would absolutely do a premium account from the beginning because I would have made a lot more than $16,000 by now. So anyway, so when you go to set up your seller's account, you need either a basic account or a premium account. It doesn't matter. You can sell straight from their website with either level. And the good news is that once you sign up on Teachers Pay Teachers, they will trickle you training emails that are also like waterfall volume of information that will come to your inbox. They do a good job of showing you around their site. Their site's pretty complicated, easy to use as a buyer or a seller, But there's so much information out there. So anyway, set up your Teachers Pay Teachers account, and then you're going to choose what program you're going to use in order to make your products. Oops, I didn't need to do that. I personally, let me go back one. I personally use Google Drive. When I first started, I made all of my products with Microsoft Word, and my hair turned gray at an expedient speed because, hey, Claudie, my hair turned gray because I could never get the format right, and the products wouldn't load properly, and they just gave me so many headaches. And a trick that I've learned in everything that I do is I always look for people that are further down the road than I am. And then I learn from them. Either I ask them directly or I study what it is that they do. And then I incorporate their success tips or nuggets of wisdom, and I bring them into my own life. And the biggest tip that I'd go back and tell myself so far out of this presentation is I would absolutely get a premium account, me personally. I'm not telling you to do that, but that's what I'd tell myself. And I would have started on Google Slides immediately. Now, if you've never used Google Slides, Google Drive is a free format from Google, and Slides is one of the options in their platform so that you can do a PowerPoint equivalent presentations or make printables. This slideshow that you're looking at right here was made in Google Drive. And if I were going to package this and sell this on Teachers Pay Teachers, all I would have to do is export this PowerPoint as a PDF file. I don't know what PDF stands for. Somebody can tell me what PDF stands for. But there's a little button that you click and it converts it to a PDF file, and that's what you would upload it as onto Teachers Pay Teachers. Again, all of that, how to get into Google Drive, how to find slides, how to actually create the slides and manipulate them. Those are the step-by-step videos that I am creating in the masterclass of making and creating slide printables for Teachers Pay Teachers. So the next step that I would tell you to do, the next thing, is that right from the beginning, I would encourage you strongly to plan your organization of your digital products. And let me give you this, this nifty chart. You can make charts like this in Google Drive. There's a little template in there that you fill stuff in. So I never organized my products, and I still have not done this to date on my computer. So that means when I open my desktop is loaded with all kinds of stuff that all those files and pictures are right there on my desktop. That's my temporary storage. That's bad. Don't do that. And then when I go to my Google Drive, I never took the time to create that filing system that would help me be organized. So when you get this printable, you'll be able to see that the first thing that you want to do is create a master Teachers Pay Teachers folder. Hey, if I go like this, can you see that? Oh, you can. So you're going to want to make a master Teachers Pay Teachers folder. Then underneath that, you're going to want to create a design folder and then a marketing folder. And then underneath those folders, like under the design folder, you would have clipart and product ideas and trying to read it, and you'd keep one. So we'll go through this a little bit more. But the overview for this section on making printables is that you want to set yourself up for success at the beginning. And so that means if you can have your organizational system set up from the start, 6 months from now, 12 years from now, when you're looking for that product idea that you thought of while you were watching this workshop, you'd be able to put your fingers on it because you would have filed it right there under product ideas. So you would know exactly which drawer, so to speak, to go to on your computer, and you'd be able to find that idea. Instead, you don't want to be like me where I have to go digging through all the piles of papers that I have all around the house, because because I went straight into creative mode and I didn't take that extra step of setting myself up for success with organization, it means that there are a lot of times that I'll lose a little bit of traction in my creative process because I'm simply looking for something. So set yourself up for success right from the beginning. Then and this is your homework assignment right now. So if you're looking at all this and you're going, holy smokes, there's no way, that looks like way too much work. I understand. I'd encourage you to watch the whole presentation, to get a copy of the printable and to think about it. I personally have been making printables and activity packets since I was a little girl. As far back as I can remember, I used to make little workbooks for my little sisters and my brother, mazes and worksheets and fill in the blanks and hidden word pictures, all kinds of stuff. So this is a lifetime hobby for me that I've turned into a little business, a leg of the business that I have online. But I'd encourage you, if you're thinking, well, hey, if Becky can do it, then I bet I could do it better. Then your homework is for you to begin brainstorming your ideas I use a spiral notebook. So get a spiral notebook and simply start filling the notebook with ideas. Do not try to figure out how you're going to present them. Don't try to figure out the answer keys, or should it have 3 sections or 12 sections or 1. Just simply list the ideas. You could list things like a multiplication worksheets, or I want to do something with finger painting, or paint by numbers, or how to solve linear equations. And you just list those ideas out and you fill the notebook. 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Wait until you have a pool filled with ideas before you start to actually create content. So once you have at least 15, 25 ideas, then you can take a break, go take the kids to the park, go feed the birds some crumbs, go pet your goats or whatever it is that you do wherever you are. Man, we got people from everywhere: Idaho, Vermont, Texas, Guatemala. You guys, this is exciting. Texas. That's where my son is. Okay, so once you have your 25-ish ideas, and you've taken your break and you've enjoyed your family and you had a nice warm cup of something, or cool cup of something if it's 100 degrees where you are, then you go back to that list and you just flip through it until 1 or 2 of them really catches your eye. And you realize, hey, I have a lot of ideas in order to create that. So when I think of things that I would like to create, I would like to create a product on solving linear equations, because I have a son that's in algebra, and he will also be testing for and getting ready to merge into college a year from now. So I know I'm going to have to do linear equations and functions and graphing and all that stuff. But then I have my sweet spot. My sweet spot is kindergarten through 3rd grade. And even though I don't have kids anymore in kindergarten or 3rd grade, I can easily think of 100 things off the top of my head that I can create for a kindergarten through 3rd grader. So maybe having to do with fractions or money or time. And now when I look at those math ideas, multiplication families, linear equations, fractions, decimals, time, one of those is going to surface to the top where my brain will tell myself, hey, that will be easier for me to create than these over here. So I can tell you right off the top of my head that making a worksheet packet that has to do with telling time would be easier for me to create than that packet for linear equations, because I don't remember how to do linear equations, and I have to study and I have to figure it out. So in another business class that I'm in, they call that reaching for the low-hanging fruit. So when you're first getting started, you want to start with your ideas that you can visualize easily. So you're brainstorming, you start to pick an idea that you're going to run with, and then on a piece of paper, you start to draft your content. And that would be, oh, I want to do these math problems, and I would like it to be a dot to dot, or I would like it to be a color by number, or I would like it to be just a drill sheet. Just kind of sketch out what it is that you have in mind. And then once you have it sketched, you let it sit again. Go play with your kids, go hug your husband, go for a walk, skip some stones across the water, see how far you can get them to go, enjoy your life, and then come back and look at it again. And now you're ready to actually create your product. And I'll show you how easy that can be if you have templates and stuff to work with. But I also created, so in that packet, I have some brainstorming sheets for you that are by subject, and they're just simple charts. So you can start brainstorming. Hey, do I have any ideas for art, math, history, science, reading? Do I have any ideas for music, writing, fine motor skills, gross motor skills, language? Hey, if any of you speak foreign languages other than English, that's a really high need out there. Cooking, chores, programming, sports, life skills, any of those things. You use these sheets to help you with the brainstorming process, where you just write down your ideas and you let the creative juices flow. And I think I made a blank one too. And I made a blank one too, so that if you have any ideas for the topics that you would like, then you would fill the topics in along the top, and then you would fill in your ideas along the bottom. So maybe you're, maybe like me, you're an archer. So maybe you would put archery in the top or something. So you do your brainstorming. Then when you go back to your idea and you say, hey, I think I want to run with telling time, then you have this brainstorming sheet. It's still a draft sheet, and you would use it to help you organize your idea. So you put your product idea up there, fractions, and then you have your grade and the ages. I want to do for 2nd to 3rd graders. The type of resource, you can do videos, you can do crafts, you can do printables, worksheets, quizzes, tests. Kind of decide, hey, I want this to be, and then fill in the blank. I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to take a sip of my water. Just a second. Somebody say something fun. Because I'm going to take a big drink of water. Just a second. Okay. So also on this brainstorming sheet would be the subject, because Teachers Pay Teachers is organized like a teacher's filing cabinet, where it'll say things like math, English, social studies, science, etc. So you kind of need your basic subject. Keywords, which we'll get into with the step-by-step classes better. But a keyword, that's a vocabulary word that means the searchable term that people would be Googling for in order to find an activity on rainforest, or science activities for a 2nd grader. So keywords are those important searchable words, and there's some research that you can do that will help you fine-tune those words that you want to incorporate in the sales pitchy part of the product. Then on this brainstorming sheet, you would also do something where you would just do a quick description, and the description would be something like, oh, this is going to be a word search that has to do with the mammals of the rainforest, or whatever your idea is. And then at the bottom, there's a quick checklist of the different types of things that should be thought about or included in each printables that you make. Now, you are right if you're starting to think, wow, this is a lot of work, because making the printables themselves is a lot of work. And I'm going to show you a trick in just a second. But I want you to know something funny. You did not say something funny. You're just like my sons. That's exactly what they would have said. Okay, so this is a lot of work to make a printable. But I have this little app on my phone it's an app that I got from Teachers Pay Teachers. It's free. And every time something sells from my site, that app makes a cash register sound. And I can tell you, it just makes me smile when I'm at the grocery store buying bread and my phone goes cha-ching. Or if I'm sitting at the doctor's office and I forgot to silence the phone and I'm sitting there and it goes cha-ching. Or wherever I am. Because the truth is that making printables is a lot of hard work. And there's that gamble to it because you don't know which printables are going to sell and which ones are not going to sell. So you invest all this time up front, create a printable, upload it, put it for sale, and then you basically, not really, but you kind of forget it. And then that product is just out there selling for you. And to me, it's magic. I have 160 something products out in my store and they're just sitting out there selling themselves. And I'm not doing anything right now. Right now I'm talking to you out here and I wonder if my app will show me. I'm looking right now to see where I am on my sales for today. So bear with me. And then I'm going to show you why templates are such a brilliant idea. I make templates for all of my products to make the creative process much easier. And I'm just waiting for technology to load. See, I've made about $5 so far today. And now that's not a lot, but at the same time, that's $4 from a product. See, I can see what product sold, and that's a product that I made 2 years ago. So I just earned $5 so far today on a product that I made 2 years ago. And yesterday I made about $25 on products that I made years ago too. So just slowly, steadily, and then I have so many fall, Thanksgiving, Christmas, winter products that my sales just continue to skyrocket as I get towards the end of the school year or the calendar year. And whatever I make today in August of 2018, historically, I can see all of the statistics that I will make more in August of 2019 just because my products have sat out there and marinated longer, and that means people can find them easier, faster. So anyway, yes, it's a lot of work, but once it's done, it's up there and they're selling. So why use templates? Templates are, if you're paying attention to this PowerPoint, you can see that all of the pages in this presentation are set up the same. I have this banner across the top that says Make and Sell Printables with Becky. Then I have this cute little cook girl down in the corner because I think she's just cute. I have my logo down at the bottom, which when I was in a class about 3 years ago, somebody designed that for free for me. And I don't know if she still does logos, but wow, she is so good. And there are people out on Teachers Pay Teachers that also design logos that you can hire for very little money if you want a logo. You don't have to have it. But then I want to show you this section right here. Do you see this square-ish? It's really a rectangle, my 15-year-old would tell you. So I created a page that looked like this. This is the template. And when I click on it, you can see, oh, that's where the text is. So all I did was I created copies of this template right here, and then I cut and paste. I'm going to scroll up to, where is it? That yellow paper. I cut and paste from this cheat sheet something from there. So we are right now at the point where it says templates, or I'm just getting ready to get to just highlighting so you can see. So I had highlight this part for the cover photos, and then I pasted it into the template right where I wanted it to be. And voila, I had that I was able to knock this entire product, this entire printable, this entire presentation in a much shorter period of time because I was working from a template. And so now, if you have a template that you like, hey, I like the basic layout of this template, then you can manipulate it, and you can, maybe you want it set up slightly differently. So maybe you want boxes there, and you want most of your pages to be set up this way. Working with a template, I can go in here and I can simply type, "Hi there, Facebook friends." And you can tell me whether or not I spelled everything right. But you can easily edit and put things inside. I don't want to mess up the sharing, but you can put clip art in there. You can put bulleted lists or things, fill in the blank things, and you're working in these pre-designated spaces. And so if you were a house builder, and actually if you were an interior designer and you wanted to decorate houses, you could imagine that if you had 12 houses that you needed to decorate differently, that could be a lot of work. It could be a massive amount of work. But if all 12 of those houses were laid out the same way as far as their floor plans, and if you put the same basic elements in the house, like all of the houses are going to have carpet or hardwood floors, all of the houses will have ceiling fans, and all of the houses will have flushing toilets, because you need a flushing toilet in a house. So if you start with that template, now you just move through the houses and you say, well, every house is going to have a table, so let's go table shopping. Every house is going to have paint on the walls, so let's go paint shopping. So working from a template, you can tell yourself, hey, all of my templates are going to have a logo, so let's add a logo on my template. All of this activity packet is going to be working from a big text area, so let's work with a template like this. So templates make your life, it just makes creating printables so much easier. So that's my little blip on templates. We'll come back to it. So any questions so far? Let me scroll while I take a sip of water. Hey, Jessica, I'm glad you made it. 165. Claudia, what's 165? That just confused me. Okay, anyway, so in your printables, you're working from a template that either you create or you get from somebody like me. And now you're asking yourself questions like clip art. See this little girl right here? Watch, I'm gonna make her really big. See this girl? That's clip art. See how you can see through her? And I can put her in the middle, and now you can see the text in front of her. I can also, I can't do it here because I'm sharing the screen and I don't have the full capabilities open during the presentation, but I can make her different sizes. I can make it so that she is behind. Let me put her up here so you can see how she's in front of the title. I can put her in front of things. Watch her head as I make her go. Can I do it? Yep. I can send her behind things. So with clip art, it adds a lot of character and creativity to your products. And you don't have to be a clip art designer. You can, I looked this morning, there are over 22,000 free clip art packages out there on Teachers Pay Teachers. And for the first couple years, I only used free clip art because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think I could really do this as a business, and I didn't want to spend any money at first. I thought, well, that's silly. Why would I spend money on clip art? But as I started to really sell things, I started to realize, wow, that clip art really does make a difference in the presentation of the printables. Maybe not so much for the kids as much as it does for the teachers or the parents that are scrolling, looking for products. So the thing with clip art, and here I'm going to talk about covers in a second, but here are pictures of 3 of the products that I have out on Teachers Pay Teachers. Well, 2 of them are on Teachers Pay Teachers, and one of them is this printable that I've made that I'm thinking I may even upload with some tutorials out there also, because why not? You want to spread your stuff. Okay, so when somebody is scrolling through Teachers Pay Teachers, they type in something like cooking with kids, and then thousands of different things. Let me see the next page. I did a simple search. Like on this one, I typed in the word math, and I got 800,000 results on the math. But then when I put in solving percents, I got just under 3,000 search results. So whether you put in too big of a search or whether you put in a more focused search, you still have a lot of competition out there when it comes to your product being next to somebody else's product. And you really only have a few seconds to grab somebody's attention. And so you want your product to stand out to people that are sitting there scrolling on their coffee break looking for, oh, I forgot a printable to go with my cooking class this afternoon, or I forgot, gosh, I'm going to be out of school tomorrow and I need some activities for a substitute, or I really want to do a snow unit with the homeschool co-op next week or something. So they're flipping through these thousands of resources quickly, and you want the graphics, you want the setup of your cover to grab their attention. And then on the inside, as far as the products go, you want to take the age of the audience in mind, and you want to add cute clip art for younger kids or fun clip art for older kids, that kind of stuff. Amy, I'm so glad you made it. You'll be able to watch the whole replay, so don't worry, okay? Just pick up right where we are. So in the step-by-step tutorial, I will teach you how to grab clip art, how to infuse it into a product, how to manipulate it so that it doesn't always have to be straight. You can actually turn it so that they're at angles. You can put them in front of, behind, next to different elements in your products. It's really fun. That's really where you can lose a lot of your time, is just playing with clip art. The majority of your time, the bulk of your energy should be in brainstorming ideas and creating excellent content for people. For your kids first, if you're a homeschooler, or if you're like me, where you have a sweet spot where you like to make things for a certain age group, you want your products to be fantastic, because you want, when somebody buys your product, you want them to come back to see if you have anything else that might suit their needs. So how are we doing? So we got about 15 more minutes. Taking another sip of water. Okay, so different things in that checklist of things that you need to go through. So in your brainstorming checklist down here, you will see that we talk about, so here's covers. We just did covers, and that this checklist in there has the different elements that you need inside of your products in order to give yourself a better shot at being successful. One of the things that you have to write is a description. And right here, when you print this or when you download this printable on your computer, this top part that has my name, Rebecca Saylor, that is actually, I hyperlinked that. That means I made it magical so that when you click on it, it'll open up to my store in Teachers Pay Teachers. And in the step-by-step class, I'll teach you how to create that thing called a hyperlink. If you're not going to be buying the classes, you can search how to make a hyperlink. You're looking for a HTML code for how to link an image to another site. So anyway, so that will take you to my store where you can see all the 160 some odd products that I have. You can see that I have custom categories along one side, etc. And then down at the bottom, that picture is a picture of my spider product I sat in the library and I read this really cute book last year. Can't remember what it was called. Something about, I can't remember off the top of my head. It had to do with giving spiders a chance. Super, super cute. But in that split second, it inspired me to write this packet because I kind of am a prolific creator. I can't seem to control myself. Claudie, right? I am constantly making something. But anyway, back to descriptions. There's a section where you get to write a complete description. So as somebody's flipping through looking for something about spiders, the first thing they're going to notice is that product cover, and then they're going to say, oh, that looks cute. Spiders crawling into the world of this amazing arachnid. So in there you can see I've got keywords that they might have put in. I've got spiders, I've got arachnid, and then in the description, which I cannot read with my glasses on, let me take my glasses off, it says super arachnid spiders crawling into their wonderful world. This product is included in my insect bundle, even though spiders aren't insects. And so when you write your big description, Teachers Pay Teachers program will grab the first line or two of your description, and it will be in this thumbnail view as people are flipping through looking for spiders. So this goes back to that thing about choosing your keywords carefully. So your keywords and your spiders, if you look at this one right here, you'll see that keywords would be things like spiders and arachnids. And then when you're writing the description, you should have those important words in there as well, because they're going to show here. So when teachers or parents or whoever are flipping through looking for resources, in a nutshell, they can get an idea of what your product is about. So you need to have a good description for your product. And there are ways to even make them clickable, just like this printable, where you can click on it and the magical click fairies take you to where you want to go. In the descriptions, you can also have things like, if you like this, you may also like, and then link to some of your other products too once you have them going. So descriptions. Whew, a lot of information so far. Any questions? That was my way of saying I'm going to take a drink of water. Okay, next. Okay, so you've built your product, you've got it loaded on Teachers Pay Teachers. What about things like blogs, websites, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter? Oh my goodness gracious, do you have to have all of them? Nope, you don't, but eventually you might. So these are links to a few of my sites, and I say a few because I'm totally crazy. The little girl holding the book upside down takes you directly to my blog. My blog is where I do brain dumps of articles and resources for homeschoolers. The colorful handprint takes you to A Better Way to Homeschool on Facebook, and that's the public Facebook page that's connected with my blog, where I share homeschooling advice and parenting advice and funny memes and such. I have made some YouTube videos. That's one that's not as I think I have about 200 videos out there. That's a lot. It's an area that I'm still working on. I'd like to make more YouTube videos, but you don't have to do any of these. I also have my Pinterest account. If you look at that Pinterest window, you see that number, 92.1 thousand monthly visitors. I'm working on that to make that even better, bigger, all that stuff. I would like Pinterest is where a lot of my traffic to Teachers Pay Teachers I get a lot of traffic from Pinterest. So that's an area that you can think about. Don't get overwhelmed. I'm about to show you how this all works in. And then this last little one over here is hyperlinked to the classes that I have, where I'm creating master classes for homeschoolers. Or now, if you look in, you can see the apple-shaped things. Those are the classes that are under construction that you can pre-purchase. The step-by-step how to make an activity packet. And that one will include a template that you can take, and then you can put your idea into it. Then I have one of them, this one, you can't see where I am. So I have the step-by-step class, I have the templates, I have a bundle, and I have a subscription. And wow, Becky, that seems super overwhelming. Well, consider that your goal is right here. This is your web. Look at the green. You right now are focusing on, wait, Nicole, you have a question. So excited for the possibilities. Do you need to upgrade to a business account on PayPal? No, I just use my personal PayPal account. You just use your normal PayPal address. So looking at this web, you are going to be learning how to and creating products for Teachers Pay Teachers. And then you'll see the TpT search. Out there, there are so many products and so many sellers out on Teachers Pay Teachers. Your primary goal first is to get some products out there so that you can start to be found by teachers and educators and parents out on Teachers Pay Teachers. And you want to build high quality, really cute, really great printables and get a good handful of them loaded. I would recommend maybe 10 before you start trying to market them in other places. Because the way that this works is, if you can imagine that you have some fantastic resources that you've made for sale, and that's fantastic. The more people you can bring to those products, the greater your potential for sales is, if that makes sense. So the more ways that you can bring traffic to those products, the more that it increases your opportunity for generating income. I have products in my store that convert. That means that when people see them, they buy them. I have some that have not sold at all, that I worked really, really hard on, and that my hair turned gray when I was making them. And then I have other products that I made that convert 20% of the time. That means 1 out of 5 people that see the product buy the product. And then I have a lot of products that convert about 7 to 9% of the time. That's 7 out of 100 times that somebody sees the product, they actually purchase it. So what does that mean to me? To me, that means the only reason that I'm not making more money on my products is that I am not bringing enough traffic to those products, because a 7 to 20% conversion rate is decent when it comes to a printable. So maybe now that I have my store built, maybe if this is, I'm a writer, so for me, I already had a blog, I already am going to write, so I link my products through my blog, not just on a shop page, but I'll put one of those magical fairy dust hyperlinks in the articles that I write, so that if somebody clicks on it, it will show them the relevant product. So I might not say, hey, buy the cooking camp for kids, click here. Instead, I might say something about, making those fantastic beef, what are they called? Rolled tacos with my kids. And then I would have fantastic beef rolled tacos hyperlinked so that when somebody clicked on that, they would then go to that cooking camp for kids product that I have. And so over time, you can play with adding these other highways of traffic to your products. And so when I talk about making, $300 to $1,200 a month on Teachers Pay Teachers from those products, that's just from my Teachers Pay Teachers store. So I have other ways that I bring in revenue, other ways that I make money, and I always consider making money from home as the products or the services that I'm selling are in the middle of, imagine a bicycle wheel with a bunch of spokes. And so the more spokes that I can have leading people to my products, my services, my store, me, then the more likely it is that I'm going to increase sales. So for me, my greatest traffic resources are Pinterest and Facebook and Teachers Pay Teachers. Those three things bring the most traffic into, and my blog. I mean, they all do, but my bigger traffic bringers are Facebook and Pinterest. And Pinterest is one of those things that can also be like a waterfall of information. And there's a learning curve to that as well. And if you're looking at this, you may be like me, where you start to thinking, holy cow, I'm going to be chained to my computer 24 hours a day. And you can be, but I don't recommend it. Imagine that you are creating, as you are writing your products, you are creating a product that's beautifully packaged, and then you're putting it up for sale, and then for a time being, you're just forgetting about it. You're just letting it be. Oh, you'll tickle all the social media stuff. You'll post it on, Facebook or Pinterest in a clever way. And then you just kind of let it do its own thing. But when you sell things like printables from home, it should not be the center and the focus of your whole life. Can you make thousands of dollars a month? Absolutely. Why don't I make thousands of dollars a month on Teachers Pay Teachers? I mean, like $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 a month. Honestly, it's because I haven't made products recently, because I now know what it takes to make great products. And so for me, I know that I just need to tackle those products like the linear equations and the different science-y projects, the things that I know that are a great need out there. If you are bilingual, trilingual, or can speak rainforest frog, you can create printables and things that are in high demand right now. There's also a great demand for video content. And truthfully, I haven't neglected my Teachers Pay Teachers store, but I've been building the other areas of my business for the last 2 years. So I've been concentrating on my blog. I did a total redesign on my blog, and I took some blogging classes. Then I totally redesigned my Pinterest boards, and I took a free Pinterest class. And let's see, recently this last summer, I invested in it was a big chunk of change, and I took a Facebook marketing class that now I'm in a mastermind group for, you remember how I said I'm always looking for people that are further along than I am so that I can pick their brains? Well, that's the mastermind group that I'm in right now, because for very little money, oh my gosh, it's ridiculously stupid that I'm able to be in this Facebook group with people that make big bucks business-wise. So I'm able to run my business ideas through people that are way ahead of me in business and get tips and pointers, and it's fantastic. But that's not where I started. I started by making a product on Word in Microsoft, and then toying with the idea of, hey, can I make a few dollars doing this? And lo and behold, over the course of time, it didn't take me long. I don't remember how long it took me to make my actual first sale. That part's different for everybody. And I can't promise that if you follow the ABC 1, 2, 3s of anybody's classes that you would actually make money. However, if you follow the footsteps in the snow, so to speak, if you follow people that have gone before you and you glean wisdom from them, you can apply that into your life, and you can be on a much faster, much better paved road towards success than I ever was. So we're almost done off, and I just want to go through a couple things. The secret to success in any kind of business, at least for me, if you know me, if you've been around for a while, you know that my heart swells when it comes to helping homeschoolers and stay-at-home moms and wives. My heart truly is to help people educate their kids from the inside out. I think character trumps curriculum 100% of the time. And I'm always more interested in a character issue than whether or not they got something right or wrong when I'm teaching my own children. And I believe that same underlying foundation has served me well in business so far. And that is not to be afraid to give advice, give help, give encouragement, give tips, to share what you're learning along the way to help others, because it paves the way for other people. So my heart is that if I can help you be more successful creating and selling products on Teachers Pay Teachers, then my hope is that there will be a day that you will know enough that you can turn around and you can help somebody else. Hey, I know how to make that hyperlink thingamajob. I know how to add clip art, or whatever it is that you learn. So wrapping up, here's what I am creating for you. And this is where, this is the not free part. So keep in mind that I did not invest in anything for Teachers Pay Teachers for the first couple years that I sold stuff. But in this printable, there will be links that you can go to. There's a complete guide. I'm just highlighting it. A complete guide to help you create printables to sell on Teachers Pay Teachers. And what I'm creating is a video-based tutorial that will be, Claudia, you've taken some of my other classes like The Heart of Homeschooling God's Way. It's set up that same way, where there will be a unit title that'll say something like creating your cover. And then you'll click in there, and then there will be a video tutorial that shows you how to size your document, how to add a title, what to add on the title, how to add clip art, how to make smaller images so that you can make a layered image like this one. See this guy up here? If I make it big, actually, if I bring it forward and I make it really big, you can see that this cover shot really is a cover shot showing all the pages, or most of the pages within that packet. And so I will show you how to do that in the cover tutorials there. Let me flip back down. So that step-by-step tutorial class will show you how to do all the pieces of the puzzle, how to make a cover, it'll give you a template. It'll show you how to make your template. What it will not have your content, it will not have your idea, it will not have your name, and it will not have a guarantee that you will make money selling your idea. However, it'll give you that push, just like in that movie, Evan Almighty, to help you get there faster as you are learning to put your ideas together. This other thing I'm putting together is a packet of 4 ready-to-use, fully editable templates. And so they will be pages that are ready to go, ready for you to put your name on. They will look, it could look something like this, where I will, I'm going to just highlight this and click back. It could be a template like this, where this top part where it says make and sell printables with Becky, instead it would say add your page header, or add instructions or whatnot. So it'll be a template that you can just click and use and put your creative ideas in there. And then I also I created a thing so that you can get both of those together, the step-by-step guide or the classes and the templates. So I created a bundle so that you can get those as a bundle. And then if you need or want that extra, you know what, I want to come up with the ideas, but I don't necessarily want to create new templates. Remember, I have 160 some odd packets out there already up there and for sale. So I am going to be taking those and pulling them apart, some of them, and creating custom templates that then you would get a template a month for a monthly subscription price. So that's what I'm offering in the upgrades from the free workshop, is that you can get the complete step-by-step class, you can get, which comes with a template, the 4 ready-to-use templates, which if you bought them together as a bundle, then you would have the full tutorial plus 5 ready-to-go templates, which would springboard you towards getting your first 5 products up there. And then if you wanted extra ideas, or extra templates, you could get that template a month subscription, so that you could be on your way to earning your first $1 or $2 on Teachers Pay Teachers. Looking through my slides, let me see. Something now, I remember I made this whole presentation this morning using a template, and it did not take me very long. One of the things that you do inside your products is that you always give credit if you not borrow, but if you use anybody's clip art with permission, or if you you cite it the same way that you would cite research type thing on a research paper or whatnot. So the clip art artists that I used in this packet, this Ashley Hughes is a link to her store called A Hughes Design, and she's the one that did the apples. And then EduClips is my secret favorite clip art artist. Whenever I need clip art, I go to her first because her stuff is super cute. And Teachers Pay Teachers has sales that goes on a couple times a year. So I create a little wish list, and I try to buy her clip art when they're on sale. And I think that I am really close to done. So now I'm going to scroll, and I'm going to see. Now I'm going to be wrapping up. If you need to go, you feel free to jump off now. I'm going to stick around for a few minutes for questions. And so if you have any questions, start typing. Make sure I have your email address, and I will send you a copy of this PowerPoint presentation so that you have all the links and all the fun goodies inside, the brainstorming sheets, the checklists, and whatnot. You will be put onto my email list in a segment that is only for people that are interested in making and selling printables for Teachers Pay Teachers. And that way, as I create things, I can send you the link, and I can say, oh, I got this part of the store done, or, oh, I've got these products done, or, hey, I'm going to be doing another workshop, or something like that. So, okay, I'm going to take a drink and see if there's questions. I am looking so excited. Best way to price products. That is one of those wild card questions. My products out on Teachers Pay Teachers, you want to have a percentage of free products. The first thing that you put out, I forgot to say that, it has to be a free product, and you want it to be an excellent free product. So don't be afraid to give away something that's really great. It has to be 10 pages or less to be a freebie. And so you'll create a free product. And then I have products that are anywhere between 2 and I don't know how much my most expensive product is. It might be way up there. It might be $89 or something. Most of my products are between $3 and $7. Wait, Becky, that's a lot of work for only $3 or $6. Yes, it is. But with your conversion rate, I have a product right now that I probably put, I was trying to remember yesterday, it's my, had a site inside of papers, like if you're in high school, and it's an MLA citation product, and I probably worked 60 hours on it. It was chunky. It was a lot of writing, a lot of things put into it. And so I invested all this time into it. But when I divide what I've made on that product so far by how much I think I worked on it, I'm making about $25 an hour on that. So when I did that 60 hours of work putting that project together, I future made $25 an hour. And as I sell more of them, that means my price per hour goes up because of my conversion rate, because that one has a very high conversion rate. I get 20%, I think. Can't remember. I talked about it in the workshop yesterday. So how to price your products. There's a lot of, there's a forum out there on Teachers Pay Teachers, which is a, once you're a part of being a seller, you can go out there and you can, it's divided into different subjects and you can ask people's opinions on how to price products, and different people price their products differently. And you want to not devalue your time, but you can't spend 60 hours on a product and then say, well, I'm worth $25 an hour, so I'm going to charge, you know, whatever that math turns out to be. You can't do that. You have to price it. You have to realize that you're up against thousands of other sellers. Teachers and parents are scrolling past these products at lightning speed. They might be standing in line at Costco. They might be in Walmart or watching their kids play at the park or on a fast coffee break, and they're looking for something really great in order to fill a need. So if your product is priced too high, they're going to scroll right by. But if you work 60 hours on a product and you price it like 75 cents, then you're lowballing yourself. So it's kind of this balancing act. And the cool thing is that you can play with prices. So you can start by setting a price that you think is fair. I price a lot of my products right around the $4 or $5 range. And then I watch, does it sell? Sometimes the best thing to do is to lower the price of the product and to see if it sells. Sometimes a better thing to do is to raise the price of the product by 50 cents or a dollar and see if it sells at a higher price, because it's amazing. You're trying to find the sweet spot for that product. So I hope that makes sense. It's a guessing game. And the good news is that once you upload a product, you can edit the title, you can edit the descriptions, you can add revisions, you can change your price, you can make it free, you can change the category, you can add categories, you can change the pictures that you've uploaded, all at a later date. But I recommend that you start by doing it right. You know, make your products so that you're proud of them, so that you know that, wow, if I was scrolling by on, and I was looking for stuff on Facebook, and not on Facebook, on Teachers Pay Teachers, if I was scrolling, I would stop and I would purchase this product because, or at least I'd look at it because I think it's really, really cute. When I look at, trying to undo this little picture right here, when I go back and I look at these products that I have out there for sale, these are products that I'm really proud of. You know, my snow product is a packet that is appropriate for, you know, that time of year as a homeschooler where your brain's just done. The Christmas tree is up, but it's not quite Christmas, or it's after Christmas, or you're just starting to get into the school year again. My kids don't want to do traditional schoolwork at that time of year. So we break and we do fun things. And so that snow packet has, there's foldable things to do. There's how to build a survival, you know, how to survive an avalanche in there. It's just fun stuff. This other product, this one right here, I have a few products where I've taken math, basic math, and then coded them so that when they solve the math, they solve a riddle, or they solve a joke, or they get the punchline to a joke. That's just really fun. This cooking camp for kids, a few years back, I wore shoes that were too tight on a hike, and I totally destroyed my right foot, the tendons, and ended up having to have foot surgery. And while I was down, in one day, my husband whipped those boys into shape, in love, of course, and he's like, that's it, it's cooking camp. And he taught the boys how to make sure that they had a clean surface before they started cooking, and how to prep for a meal, how to plan for the meal, how to do prep cook type work, how to prepare the actual meal, how to serve it, and how to clean up after. And I watched this because I couldn't get up because I had complications from my surgery that still years later I still have foot pain from. But when I was down for that, I was down for like 3 months where I couldn't stand on my foot. And I watched him teach the boys how to do all these amazing things. And when I got better enough where I could actually work again, I created a cooking camp, and I created this basic one, and it has recipes in it for like those beef rolled tacos that I talked about. So good. But don't make the rolled tacos, just make it like a roast. It's to die for. It's so good. The beef rub in there is so good. But anyway, I took that life experience and I created cooking camp. Then I made Thanksgiving dessert cooking camp. Then I made a knife skills camp, like a mini kit. And of course, then now that I had those 3 separate products, I bundled them together to create a cooking bundle. And that's actually a product that I've had featured in, those ultimate bundle sales, like for parents and teachers. My cooking camp is in that bundle sometimes. So that's a fun one. So when you're done and you've made your products, it makes, I don't know, I'm really proud of the things that I've created. I'm really excited to be able to help other moms, other people be successful, whether it be homeschooling, parenting, character training, be a more confident wife, or in this case, to make and sell printables on stores or platforms like Teachers Pay Teachers. And then to learn that fundamental of building your traffic, those spokes of traffic. I don't just sell my printables on Teachers Pay Teachers. I also sell them on other platforms as well. Because again, I'm just trying to implement, trying to bring money in from all directions. Okay, wait, so a few more questions. So lots of emails. Drop me your email because I want to make sure you get these. Have I ever done clip art? Yes, I actually have made some clip art. There's a product that I didn't grab it. My son, who's now 13, when he was 9, he begged me to teach him how to make and sell printables. Because he saw how much, I love this stuff. I'm actually almost addicted to it. I think it's so much fun. Like I said, I've done this forever. So he got me, I was sitting there, I was still recovering. I think it was back when he was 9 when I had foot surgery. Anyway, I taught him how to create clip art, how to make them transparent so that just like this little cooking girl on the packet, you could see through her and then she could be moved around on packets. And he made a snowman packet that had clip art in there, and it had some coloring pages and stuff. And we packaged it, and I taught him how to make this type of this in the business world. This would be a PowerPoint, and you could totally do workshops or presentations this way. So this was a fantastic skill to introduce to him at 9. And then I taught him how to convert it and to upload it onto Teachers Pay Teachers. And I have his product in my store, and he's made $62 off that product so far, which is fantastic. Okay, so I think that answered your question. Yes, I've made clip art. I use a program called Layers Pro. Some people use, but I don't do that very often. My sweet spot is to actually create the activities and the packets. Some people are legitimate artists, and they would do really well selling their clip art, especially if you can do great digital clip art. That's in high demand out there. But you can ask me more if I didn't quite answer that full question. Okay, so let me just make sure there's no more questions. Interested in the subscriptions? Yay! Let's see, thank you so much. Thinking about creating printables, never felt like I could maintain a website or a blog. You do not have to have a website or a blog to do it, but you do want to be able to bring other traffic in from other areas. You don't just want to rely on Teachers Pay Teachers, but again, think about that spoke in the wheel. If I can flip there, it's just one of the ways that you bring traffic in. So as you get more confident and you start to make more money selling your products, like me, you become it becomes a game. How can I get more traffic to come? Okay, I'm really bad at guessing an age skill for this. How do I determine this? When I am making make a ballpark guess on the ages. If I'm making a specific packet for my sons, then I know what age group it is because I'm making the activity for them. So I can tell you, ooh, this is good for a 9-year-old that's in 3rd grade, or this is good for a 16-year-old transitioning into college, because that's the packet that I'm working on with them. And a lot of times I'll work with the kids where I'll do a paper version of it, and then I'll show them how I create it, and then I'll upload it and sell it afterwards. But Anne, what you can do is you can just do some research, right? Depending on, you can add the age as a last element. You can build the whole worksheet, and then, or the whole packet around a skill that you can totally envision. And then you can ask somebody like me or somebody in the forum, would somebody give a glance at this and tell me what age you think that would be for? So Nicole, I use Canva to design all my memes and my photo quotes out on Facebook, and for the things that I put on my blog and a lot of the things I do on Pinterest. I've never used Canva to design my printables. So what I've used, and I don't recommend using Microsoft Word, but I started with Word, and then when I started picking people's brains about, well, how do you make your products? Because they're so cute and I want to make better products. Everybody kept telling me PowerPoint, PowerPoint, PowerPoint. But we don't have PCs in my house. My husband's a computer genius, and he's one of those people that stands on the line that says Apple and Linux machines are better than Microsoft. So I had to find an alternative to Microsoft PowerPoint because my computers don't do them. And so I use Google Drive's free slides program, and it's super easy to use. But I do use Canva for my memes and stuff. Can I make the product digital along with the printable so that a child can do the educational activity online? That's on my wish list of things to learn. When you look at just this PowerPoint presentation, I've demonstrated to you so many things that took me years to dig down and to understand myself. Even just how to make the slide the same size as a piece of paper took me a long time. Where is that? How do you figure that out? And how do you add a logo? And how do you add clipart? And how do you add titles? And what the heck is a hyperlink? Why is it that some people can click here and then they go there? All those things. There are, you can make apps, you can make clickable digital products out there if you have programming ability. And I can help point you towards sellers that do that so that you can see if you can connect with them or pick their brain. Or the way that I learned how to do all this is old school. I did a lot of research and I made a lot of mistakes. But I've made over $16,000 along the way just through Teachers Pay Teachers, even not having all the skills necessary to do that. And this workshop is a really good, this should give you a boost. You know, yesterday I was thinking, how can I help that mom make $500? And then I woke up and I said, okay, I can make a tutorial or something. And then I thought, wait, Becky, that's only going to help one mom out there. I would rather help as many as I can. So that's why I created the workshop. And yesterday I did it live, and it didn't bomb. But the reason that I ended up making these slides was because I couldn't show you the printables as I did the workshop. So now I made the printable, and it's just this step-by-step learning process. Ooh, I want to do a live workshop. How do I do that? I sent out an email that said RSVP here, and then I forgot to link to the so that people could RSVP. And then I had to send it again, and I said, oh, I put Eastern time zone instead of Pacific. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid if it's not perfect. you just want to make it as good as possible and make sure that there's no spelling mistakes and stuff in there. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so yes, you can make digital things. Yes, I've got emails. I am not seeing any more questions. So I'm going to close this down. Whoops. I am going to close down the workshop. You can reach me. It says comment deleted. I don't know why the comment. I don't want to delete any comments by accident. I want to make sure that if you don't receive an email from me in the next day, hopefully this afternoon, if you don't receive an email, tap me on the shoulder at A Better Way to Homeschool, and I will make sure to zip it to you. Cheryl, let me know if you have any questions, okay? I am glad that you were able to join us. And as I scroll, Cheryl, Nicole, Lisa, Ann, Rebecca, Beth, Claudie, Anna Marie, Jennifer, everybody, I so appreciate you guys joining me, and I hope that I helped you see, hey, this is something that I'd like to pursue, or no way, Jose, that's a heck of a lot of work. So anyway, you guys have a great day. April, it's all up there, and make sure I have your email, and I'll get you a copy of this, the printable, so that you can click through and follow along as you listen. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.